Perez. I'm a community organizer here at Nobody Leaves Mid Hudson, and today I'll just be going a little bit over about our texting training for Nobody Leaves. So let's get right into it. So what we're going to cover for today in this training video is a bit about Spoke, which is our texting app, a little bit about Slack, which is our communication platform that we use, our volunteer HQ, which is your best friend, and about the norms, how to represent Nobody Leaves Mid Hudson. So Spoke, yes, the people spoke. So once you get the link to sign up for Spoke, and once you have, you'll be in this page, the Spoke texting page. From here, you can view our campaign name. You can view which text we'll be able to send. And yeah, so how to access texts. So once you get started sending texts, the workflow will change, including any outstanding initials you have to send, as well as replies that are waiting for a response. Here we can see we have 2 first texts we have to send, 2 replies we have to make. We have pass messages, we have skip messages, and yeah. So replies first. We always want people to start with replies. This is so we can knock those out and then get starting on sending the initials. And we don't want to leave people hanging longer than we need to. So let's get sending messages. So this is the sending view, which I will move my head. And here we get right into it with the green button. So here you can send all your initials first and then work on the replies you have to filter in. So here you would be sending your initials first and just clicking away as many as we can. And yes, sending this is sending the initial messages. So we're just gonna click on sending as many initials as we can right now for the time being. And yeah, we're gonna be like this kitty, just going crazy on that send button. And that is it. You just sent your first text. So pat yourself on the back, and let's get to the responding portion. So replying to the messages, so once you've sent 250 of your initial messages, you'll see your replies, and sometimes you will need to have to refresh them. And yeah, so once you do start seeing replies, they'll show up on your screen, and just get right into it. So this is where we reply. For example, this person said yes to our question, so we would go to, as is shown on the responses, we would click on yes, and yeah, we would be amazing and make sure everyone is counted for. You would click that response and click send. And remember to read before you send, very important. And yeah, no matter what we reply, it's important always to mark the correct response to the current question. This is how we keep track of our data so that we can organize effectively. Very, very important and very crucial to our work. And sometimes we'll send a message to the wrong number. It's okay, it does happen. So marking your response as wrong number will exclude the contact from future campaigns. This option also prompts voters to update their info so we can contact them later. And the canned responses, yes, they live here. They are answers to common questions. And if you can't find what you need, don't worry, not at all. We have our FAQ that we will get into a little later. And we do spend a lot of time making sure that the text we send match with our organizational tone and work for everyone. So do not customize initial text. But when it comes to responding, you may if the canned responses don't fit the situation. It's completely all right. For example, here, let's say the person said, "Oh yeah, I just got a maybe they just got a new job and moved into the area." It's like, oh, like that's something to make it more personal. So congratulations, like yeah, congrats on the job, and etc. Just make it more personal and match the tone. All right. So for messages that you want to come back to, the right arrow symbol, you just hit that instead of skip reply. And if a voter sends a message that doesn't require a response, simply select skip reply. For example, this would be like if the person pretty much kind of ended a conversation like, "Oh yeah, you have a great day too." There's not really nothing else we could say, so we would just do skip reply. And but also be careful when using skip reply. Clicking on this will remove them from the workflow, so do not click on this if you're waiting for an answer from your lead. Okay, yeah, so let's get an example. So this person said stop. So if someone clearly and explicitly asks to no longer receive texts, we must opt them out. Either stop. Some examples of when to opt out include phrases like stop, remove me, don't text me, take me off your list, or unsubscribe. And we would opt them out right there on the red arrow. So who do I opt out? Like I said, some examples are remove me, unsubscribe, don't text me, go away. Clearly, explicitly asked to be removed. And those who we never opt out, so someone who says no to our question to fill out the census. They said no to the census, but not exactly no to if we have another campaign that has nothing to do with the census, or if they didn't explicitly ask to be removed. So the answer to this is if the person is mean to you, then yes. Is the person grouchy in general? Then no. Examples of this, of who you would not opt out, is I hate the census and I will never fill it out, and anyone who does so is a total loser. Or the government doesn't care about me, or absolutely not, never, no, or the census. Again, these are directed explicitly towards the census and maybe not other campaigns that we have. And make a note, so once you've selected opt out, the message will automatically appear and you just click send and the textee will immediately be opted out from future text campaigns. Now, managing tags. So some of the tags that are included in our spoke are escalate, Spanish, wants a call, other language, moved, and be a mix of a note. Be careful with selecting. Make sure you select the right tags because it could complicate things if maybe there was a mistake and that tag wasn't initially intended to be used on that person. Spanish speaker protocol. So if the text is in Spanish, you can tag it as Spanish, and one of our leads or I will follow up on the message. All right. So please ask your lead if you can, escalate if So escalate if someone is undocumented and wants help filling out the census. Someone has been dead named. Someone is suicidal. Someone expresses a need for resources, and someone says that they're in immediate danger. Remember to always hit the volunteer tag when somebody wants to volunteer. This is something that's also important and helps us contact more people. What hardware to use? So, um, alert. You can only use Spoke on your computer or by loading Spoke on your phone's browser, although this is not recommended. So it's better on your computer. All right. So now I'm going to be speaking a little bit about Slack, and I'm going to share my screen with you the same way this cat is sharing its food with a pheasant. I would love to see that in real life. All right. So this is Slack, and this is our, let me just move here. And yeah, this is our communications app. So what we use to communicate when we're doing the text banking. So once you've passed our quiz and have scored 100, you will be given the link to join Slack. And so everything on the left you won't really see. You'll be automatically put in our welcome channel. Don't worry. Once we start really texting, for example, so if today perhaps we start at 11. So if you've joined before 11, don't worry if no one's going to be there. But as soon as 11 hits, a lead will take you and put you into our text team. So once in the text team, you will want to sign in right here. And also you will also have the ability and the resource to have access to the texting HQ or the texting FAQ, which comes in handy. So for example, so what you would see is right here with Benji. Let's see, is this reply, texting closed? All right, so here it is, from 11 to 2, for example. There is a texting open, and once we do that, we can start sending messages. So, for example, if you have a question that maybe you haven't found on the FAQ, just what you want to do is you want to type up the question and you want to take a screenshot of the conversation. It just helps our leads really know what's going on and the best way to resolve this problem. And once you do, and if you see here, if there's a little monkey looking through a spyglass, it just means that the lead is searching for an answer. So let's take this for example. Okay, so we're texting Valerie and we got a message. We're not checking text at this number yet. Please call said number instead. Let us know. So it is a bit strange. So Benji is looking, and sure enough, Benji found a response. So you can silently opt them out. It was actually a doctor's office, only knew because they Googled it, but Benji is doing a great job. So this would be resolved, and you would just go as follows. And now I just want to get into our texting FAQ. So here in our texting FAQ that you will get a link to, you can see what times we're texting. So right now we're doing Monday to Tuesday 6 to 9, Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday 11 to 2, Saturday 12 to 3. And if there's any change whatsoever, we will announce it on our texting channel and let you all know. Over here, you can also see the Slack guide, community norms, maybe something about the census campaign that in case we're doing some campaign work for the census, voter registration FAQs, texting FAQs, spoke link, nobody leaves Med Hudson Slack, and the text shift sign-in. So let's just go to our texting FAQ. There we go. So in our texting FAQ, we have so much resource here. For example, texting tips. When we're working on the census, being nonpartisan. General texting. Who are you? Are you a real person? Ways to really respond to people, and the best ways to avoid, just negativity. So, for example, let's say you're in texting with someone and they are maybe that person is deceased and we get a message back that said person passed away. We would say, I'm so sorry to hear that. I am opting you out of text immediately. Or if someone, forbid, has COVID, we would respond, I'm so sorry, and can we help find local resources for you? Do you need assistance? We always do want to give people like that option. If we can help them, then we should. Wrong number. And there is something else that's a bit. We'll just go down to here. There we go. We go to page 3. We just go down to there. It makes things a lot easier. So if someone expresses, self-harm or a suicidal response, please give them this text. It's very important. So we would give them this. Just copy and paste. It sounds like you're having a really difficult time right now. If you have any thoughts of harming yourself or just need that extra emotional support, please call the trained crises workers at the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, 1-800-273-TALK. Confidential, they will assist you. And also, please be sure to email either me, Jairo Perez, or Caitlin. And these are our emails where you could email us with a screenshot of the conversation and the full name and the phone number of the individual. And if we can help, we'll definitely reach out and see what we can do. So yeah, these are just some crucial resources that we have for our texting FAQ. All right. And let's get back into our slides. Just move my head. All right, I guess we're moving again. All right, so some of the norms. So nobody leaves Mid Hudson does put people over profit, and we do builds power in the Hudson Valley. Staff and volunteers live our values when working on our projects. So here are just some of the Slack norms to abide by. And not abiding for it is also reason for termination. So 1, assume the best in each other and foster community of mutual respect, even when we disagree. 2, due to federal regulations, we cannot actively coordinate with campaigns, so please do not post any campaign links, including fundraising links, that are not directly from Nobody Leaves Mid Hudson in this Slack space. For example, Nobody Leaves Mid Hudson is endorsing Jen Metzger. But we don't want to be actively, here's something about Jen Metzger when the situation or our campaign does not call for it. So do not do that. Oops. There we go. Things just go back to normal. And yeah, so this space on Slack, it's just official workspace. So there are many places to post, interesting news or thoughts about elections. But in this Slack, it's not the place. So please use Slack how you would use any workspace. And we have to focus on the work that we're doing, most importantly. And we agree to use language that reflects our values of our movement. Never use profanity or language that would reflect negatively on our work. And we do not tolerate bullying, sexual or unlawful harassment or abuse. And finally, we will not discriminate against anyone on the basis of race, religion, gender identity, or expression, sexual orientation, place of origin, disability, or socioeconomic class. So some do's and don'ts. So ask questions if you don't know the answer, but use the FAQ if you have to. No one knows everything, and if you need help or need help on a question, it's always best to ask. Better safe than sorry. And represent our movement with kindness. And customize responses where appropriate. Like I said, the example of someone, perhaps they're happy, they got a new job also, want to congratulate them, want to be positive with people, build real good, meaningful relationships. And don'ts. So never be partisan. Never post any external political campaign material. Never get into arguments. You don't want that negativity, neither do we. And never text without a lead on duty. And that's it. Oh no. So they're here. Who invited them? The trolls. One last thing before I end this training. Number one rule, don't feed the trolls. If someone is trolling you or you think you might be being trolled, just send a screenshot, ask on our Slack texting channel, and one of our leads will get back to you. And, if not, opt them out or skip them, but just don't feed the trolls. People want to rile you up, don't let them. So, any thoughts, feelings about it? Any questions? Be sure to ask. You can ask me, you can email me, Hiro at nobodyleavesmidhudson.org, or just text any one of our leads. We'd be happy to answer any underlying or lingering questions you may have. All right, so that's all for today. And now you will be given a quiz to see, what we remember, some key points to take away. And so once you've completed the quiz and score 100 on it, you will be given the link to sign in and to get started on Slack. And soon enough, start texting with us. So thank you so much, and I look forward to texting with you all. Bye.